Rich, I hear you managed to meet Jake Gyllenhaal and Nicolas Cage this weekend.
Well, I was about 2 feet away from Jake, unfortunately. I didn't
was your heart going pitter-patter?
He's a good-looking guy in person. I gotta say, you know how they always say, like, oh, like famous people are always not as hot, or they're like way shorter in real life.
Sometimes
no, he was tall,
shorter.
handsome, beautiful blue eyes. I was there with Heather Frank. She's working with us over at Core, and we were just like, bong, 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 like, you know,
was he like clean-shaven, or
Roger
was he
Rabbit eyeballs
the...
coming out? No, he had a little bit of scruff going on, but he was looking good. And I did get to meet Nicolas Cage, and he was very nice.
Really?
He was there doing press for The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Jake was doing it for Prince of Persia.
I'm really curious. I'm really curious to see The Sorcerer's Apprentice, because I think I'm the only person in the state of California that saw, I want to say, Astro Boy.
Astro Boy.
Yeah. What's that?
The cartoon?
Roger?
Roger saw it.
Roger saw it too.
He wanted us to let you know that he also saw Astro Boy.
So Roger and I are the two people who saw it in California. But it was really funny because like it's Nicolas Cage's voice, and it was a very strange
I was
version.
wondering how you were going to tie that in. Yeah, so both Roger and I attended Wondercon this past weekend, the fantasy sci-fi comic book fan convention that takes place every year up here in San Francisco's Moscone Center. Actually, we should bring Roger out here to explain what went down this weekend. Oh. Hey, it's Roger.
Hey.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yes, it's magic.
So
television magic.
What'd you find at WonderCon?
All right, so one of the big reasons why I went this year was because they were showing the new season of Doctor Who with the new Doctor, Matt Smith. Now, for those of you not in the know, there was a recent changeover where Dave Tennant, the guy who played the Doctor for the past, I think, several seasons, was stepping down, and they're putting a new guy in his place. And a lot of people were very curious, and some would say anxious about how this new Doctor would perform. I have come here to report that he did an A1+ job, and anyone who had any doubts, do not worry, it's going to be an awesome season.
Now, he's the cute, kind of hipster-looking one with the bow tie, right?
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, with supposedly he's bringing. There was actually an article in the Times online, the Times of England, and they were mentioning that he was going to bring back tweed as a fashion.
Absolutely.
Tweed jacket.
And he's very young too, right? The youngest Doctor?
Yes, he is. Late 20s, I believe.
It's not bad.
So I also came across my grade school crush back when I was a child.
Ow!
Helen Slater, back as Supergirl.
Oh, I was saying that about the chicken and biscuits.
But she also did Ruthless People, and she played, not herself, but she played Superman's mother, or Clark's mother, in Smallville.
Oh, very interesting.
So kind of a retro thing. It was actually kind of weird, because normally I call that that little bit of WonderCon where there's a lot of people that used to be in like Star Trek or Star Wars as extras, or the guy who played Chewbacca, like in the suit.
That's typically where you go to see
the
Richard
has-been
Hatch
hall,
hanging out.
where, you know, derisively. But
I love Richard Hatch. I'm not saying he's a has-been. Don't put those words into my mouth. I'm just saying he's always at the conferences.
He is. He's a great self-promoter. All right, now there's also lots of people in costume, including several of my friends that dressed up as a variety of DC and Marvel characters, which is great. And a couple of my friends are also in the masquerade contest. Another reason why you go to Comic-Con is to see people kind of not only dress up, but in the masquerade contest, they also do skits. So they kind of do these overly elaborate skits. Some of them are really great, and some of them aren't so great, but they're genuinely pretty funny.
In either way, they're a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah. I also ran into my friends, Carrie and Stephanie, who over at Conjoined Comics, they write this comic book, To the Power Against. They describe it as Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Stephen Hawking.
Oh, and I see you got them autographed and everything.
Yes, they're very talented, and Carrie actually has a thing for Dune. We actually had dinner. I had dinner with her, and we talked at Dune at length. Like for some reason, every time you bring up a subject, it somehow dovetails nicely with Dune.
Yeah,
and
I'm assuming she's read all the...
She's read all of it, but Stephanie hasn't, so there's this weird kind of argument between them. It's like, oh, you're always bringing up Dune. We're eating Chinese food and you're bringing up Dune. I thought it was great.
Well, one cool thing about WonderCon this year, in a little bit of cross-promotion, is that I actually got to interview Roger for Core, talking about Prince of Persia and a bunch of other stuff. So next month's Core coming out the 1st of the month, I think you'll see Roger pop up in there.
Woohoo! You're going to make sure I'm going to be in there, right? I'm not going to be on the end.
Oh, I will make sure you make the cut.
All right.
Roger will make the cut for sure.
Well, speaking of cuts, Amber with the PR agency that is handling the PR for Kick-Ass the movie, based on the Mark Millar comic book, basically got me into several interviews with the cast members of that movie. So I shot that all Saturday morning, and hopefully when I find a dub house to transfer all the Betacam SP to HDV or something else we can use, I will have it on the show. But it's great. The cast members, for the most part, except for maybe Aaron and Clark. I think it's because I called Clark Chris, and he kind of got offended in the interview. Kind of went, yeah, it was kind of like that. But Chloe Moretz and McLovin, Chris, I can't.
No, he's just McLovin. He has no name at this point.
Those two are awesome. I mean, it's amazing because you usually would think, especially with the name McLovin and his role in Superbad, he would have his ego a little bit higher. But no, it's totally down to earth.
I can't wait for that movie. Is it going to be too violent for me?
It's like 3,000 violence, so it's really gory, but it's
300. You mean?
300. Yeah, 300. So if you're into the kind of cartoony CGI blood stuff,
okay, I think I can handle that.
But definitely not for kids. But I do recommend it. It's a great movie. Excellent.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm assuming you have lots of pictures up on your Flickr page as well.
Yes, I do. And so check it out at flickr.com/RogerJ.
Well, thank you so much, Roger. All right, well, I think it's time to get Pat back out here and get on with the rest of the show. Oh, he's back.
Television magic.
Terrifying.
It's scary that way. We got a transporter in here. Just a couple minutes. The iPad isn't the most perfect device for capturing greasy finger marks ever devised. We're going to talk about what else it does other than get all greasy on the front page. But before we do that, let's talk about Netflix. They've been one of our sponsors for a long time. If you don't know who they are, they send you DVDs. You pay them a monthly fee, you get DVDs in the mail like in a single business day. You can watch thousands of television episodes and movies. They stream to your PC, your Mac, your television via your Xbox 360, your PS3, or your Wii. Shipping is always free. There's no late fees, no due dates, so you can watch that movie over and over and over again, and you get unlimited movies for $8.99 a month. So watch it, turn it back, watch it, turn it back, or just stream them online. If you want to get a free trial membership and help out Tekzilla? Try it out. Netflix.com/Tekzilla. Do it today.